Yo, what is up, guys? It is Ripper, and here with a new video for y'all today. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a video that I told you about a month ago I would be making. And if you guys don't remember, about a month ago, I basically said a Team Ripper announcement that I was going to start streaming on Twitch and kind of give you my thoughts about it at the end of the month, and also just kind of my overview of Twitch now and now multiple streaming platforms that I've streamed on involving Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I've not really looked into Facebook or like Twitter. I kind of experimented a little bit with Twitter. If you guys are following me, I think I did for like a day or two. But besides that, I didn't really touch the other ones. And to be honest, Facebook gaming is in the same category for me as like Kick when it comes to the level of quality. But we'll get to that later. But in this video, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about all the platforms and my thoughts on all of them. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. And as always, go to the description, follow all my socials, and most importantly, check out the merch shop, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, we're going to be, hopefully the goal is, I'm really trying to work on some merch either for the end of this year, beginning of next year, that I'm super, super excited about. But again, it's going to take a lot of time just because people may not realize that merch is not a simple thing to put together due to, obviously, you can't steal things from others, you can't copyright things from others, you can't, everything has to be custom, and then once it's custom, and you have to prove customization, and then you have to get designed and develop, basically. It's a whole process. So for anyone who's done merch, y'all know what I mean. I mean, it is a multi-step process from the idea to even having a product. It's not short. So we're grinding to get that done behind the scenes. So just a little sneak peek for y'all out there. And I think you guys are going to like the idea I'm going with because it's different. And let's just say I don't think I've ever done a drop like I did in this one. So it's definitely going to be unique. That's the goal here. So hope you guys are excited. But with the current merch, if you guys want to get current merch, it is out in the description. teamripper.spreadshirt.com I think is the link. But go to the link down below and you guys can find it there. But let's kind of break this conversation down, obviously, into three different platforms. Okay, you're going to have your YouTube, your Kick, and your Twitch. Now, I'm going to basically go platform by platform by platform, and I'm going to do pro cons for each one. And by the end of this video, you guys can basically have my insight of what I think of each platform, and also maybe it will help you decide for any streamers out there that are trying to decide which platform is the best option for you, because ultimately it is a custom and personal choice. Yes, some platforms have other benefits, the other ones don't, but again, it is your choice at the end of the day. So let's start with YouTube. And in my opinion, I think the one that I really was the most upset about, and a lot of people hate on Kick, but we'll get to that. So the pro cons of YouTube. So let's just kind of start with the pros. I definitely think there's more cons than pros when it comes to YouTube streaming. With the pros, it is on a big name platform, meaning you could go out in the public with me, Jerry Jones or a John or a Thomas, right? And be like, hey, John, guess what platform I'm on? They'll be like, oh, what? And they'll be like, YouTube. Oh, I know YouTube. Yeah, I watch videos on there. My kids watch YouTube videos. My wife watches videos. My dad, my mom, everyone knows YouTube. So when it comes to the name brand, that's great. Everyone knows it. The other pro I will give it is video quality is definitely, I think, improved because you can basically set your streaming quality to a higher standard than like Twitch, which is kind of set to auto. If you want certain levels, you have to be like, you almost have to be selected. It's select choice. And with Kick, the quality isn't super crazy as well. You don't have to be selected, but the quality isn't as high, in my opinion, as YouTube. So those are the two pros to YouTube. And that's kind of about it. And before it says, well, what about clipping? We're going to, you'll understand why I say I don't think it's the best. So when it comes to the cons of YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to talk about this. The two cons to YouTube is one, they gave up on it. For anyone who doesn't know, YouTube gaming, as they call it, they, a long time ago, months ago, even a year ago, they're like, hey, we're really going to focus and we're going to try to add these improvements and all this and that. And it was all talk. You know what came out? Jack shit. Nothing. Nada. Nothing came out of it. We got clips, and clips was supposed to be great, but I just think their clip feature is so missed because first of all, they released it way too late, number one. Number two, it's not super easy to use as like a Twitch or a Kick, actually, surprisingly. It's not as good. The thing that I've always given YouTube, and the one bonus pro I'll give it, is that when you're watching a stream, say you miss something, you can go back in time and reverse it and see it again, and that's great. But besides that, the clipping isn't that good. And so then overall, they gave up on it basically. They basically stopped development of it. And no matter what they say, they could go on Twitter right now after watching this video and be like, hey, Ripper, actually, we're developing some stuff. And I won't believe jack shit that comes out of their mouth because they haven't shown anything of it. And it's so upsetting because, man, YouTube had such a potential. And you'll see all these stream platforms, they're done signing people. Like most stream platforms haven't signed anybody of these big contracts anymore because there's so many platforms that all these platforms like YouTube, I mean, they signed Tim the Tatman and all these people, right? And if you see, they basically said, yeah, we all came out and said, we're not renewing any of these people's contracts. And at the same time, we're halting development when it comes to this whole streaming. So they're more focused on shorts. And at the end of the day, that's what they really want is YouTube shorts. So YouTube was, I think, the most downfall one for me, and it hurt because, again, I had so much love for YouTube when it comes to streaming, and I thought it had great potential to compete with Twitch and actually take over Twitch. And I think it would take time, but I think they had potential, and they dropped the ball. Now, let's get into the beautiful platform I like to call Kick. Now, with Kick, this is a rough one. So let's just start with some pros. I think if you're a new streamer, I think it's actually one of the platforms where I can be like, I can enjoy because the rules are a little less strict on there, especially when people are new to streaming. You don't know the limitations. And so I actually think Kick's a good one to start off with, especially because you can kind of start building on it. And also, I think the qualifications to get affiliates definitely a lot easier. So if you want to just do it and make a little bit of cash off of it, it's also easier than Twitch, in my opinion. So I think when it comes to actually Kick as a whole, I think video quality is pretty decent. Again, I don't think it's the best, but I think it's the mid-tier. And then overall, the Kick community, from my experience, and people may have different experiences, I understand that, but from my experiences, have been very positive. I have met nothing but very good people on there. I've met actually multiple different gaming communities on there thanks to it. And I think one thing that I think is great is that Kick was one of like the first people to implement something that I thought was super, super needed. And they actually, instead of focusing on, focusing on like this hot tub meta time, and this is years ago, obviously, right? This is just an example. But they were like, the hot tub meta time was really popular, and they made sure right away to put a button to block it so you couldn't. You can make it to where I don't want to see anything like that. Twitch, on the other hand, they don't have a filter, right? So Kick is making sure where you can filter this whole thing between the whole sexual/nudity thing, and to make it to where, hey, listen, I want to go on and see games, not people in bikinis, right? So it's like, it's nice to be able to have that, just that little detail to see that, hey, listen, we care about the community opinion, unlike Twitch. Okay, and I think that's a big pro. And yes, it may seem minuscule, but it is something I think that is important, that they're looking at the filters and they're actually looking at the concept of, hey, what do you guys actually want to watch versus what are we going to force you to watch, like Twitch does. Now, the cons of Kick. Here's a big con of Kick. Con is that ultimately they also gave up. If you look at how they do things, their development team is super, 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 super slow. And I mean super with all caps slow. They just released clips months ago. And I mean months ago. Clips have been a thing on YouTube, man. Clips are so essential to streamers, and people who don't stream don't understand it, but y'all that are watching that stream, you understand. Clips are essential. Clips are key to like being able to make these shorts, these TikToks, these reels, Instagram reels. Like, that's how you get people to find you. That's how you get people to find your name and watch your streams and find your stream. Like, how do I put it? Clips, shorts, reels, TikToks, all of them. They all are in the same category of essential. And Kick took forever. Now, the other thing with Kick is Kick could be doing so much more when I think in the back end of the streamer side. But they, again, are also super slow with development when they're releasing anything new. And I'm be honest, I don't expect anything out of them for probably good chance the rest of the year. Like, that is how slow their development is. And I think I don't know. Is it because they're giving too much money out to other people that they just can't pay their devs, or they have bad devs, or the devs crappy? Like, we don't know. We truly don't know. And I'm not saying the devs are crap. I'm making that clear. I'm saying the point is we don't know what the real issue is. Is it the CEO not doing something? Is it the management not doing something? Like, there's too many unanswered questions with them. And I think that's a really big issue with Kick that you do need to consider if you are thinking about going to Kick, is that don't expect anything new in a very efficient time. Okay. Now, finally, let's get into Twitch, the platform that any of y'all know I left a long time ago. I streamed on it for the previous month, and I'm going to just first give my insights of what I thought from that experience, and then also my pro cons. So my insights are very quick. It's a quick minute, and it's that I think it was super, super good. I thought that actually the fact that some of my community was still there was really, really awesome. And that overall, I think the quality, the actually discoverability is surprisingly not as bad as it used to be on there, for sure. Like, I thought before, I thought it was way worse. But right now, it's not bad. And also, when you think about streaming, people don't think about going to Kick and YouTube nowadays. People think about going to Twitch, TTV, like whoever's live, go to Twitch. You know what I mean? So I think with that, I honestly think it's good, because Twitch is just a platform that if you're just going to stream, multi-stream if possible. And this is not, I'm not being paid to say this. This is just me giving the people out there some things to use. If you want a multi-stream, go to restream.io. That's a free way, and you can do 2 streams at once. So if you want to stream on like Kick and YouTube, or YouTube and Twitch, Twitch and Kick, your choice. You can go on there, have some fun on it. But it is super nice because it allows you to be able to test out both platforms. I actually think everybody should. If you're watching this, try multiple platforms when you're starting off, please. You will thank me later. But overall, I would say the experience was really, really good. And I do plan on hopefully continuing the tri-stream, the whole triple stream down the road. I don't know, is it going to be an everyday stream thing? I haven't fully decided that yet, but I really do enjoy it. And I do enjoy Twitch. And I'm not going to lie, between Twitch and Kick, I just became affiliate on Kick. I have been affiliate on Twitch for a while. And I just think Twitch overall does run smoother than Kick. But we'll see. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if Kick will somehow become magically good again. But at the end of the day, we will see what happens with it. Now, let's talk about the pro cons of actually Twitch. Okay, so first, let's just start with the pros. I mean, there's a lot, so I'm not going to list them all. There's a lot, but I'll kind of put it in a summary version. So for people who don't know too much about Twitch, when you go to the back end of Twitch, the actual dashboard, creator dashboard, it is broken down into so many things that you can actually filter things. The emote selections are great. And overall, the actual accessibility and easy to use side of it is great for beginning streamers, because it does make it super, super simple, I think, compared to other platforms. Just don't get me started on YouTube streaming. I highly recommend stay away from YouTube streaming if you don't want to get complex with it, because it is not super simple. Kick is it's almost like a version of Twitch, but I think Twitch, you have a lot more options. Now, when it also comes to Twitch, you have things called like channel points that you can use, and I think the channel point system on Twitch is 100 times better than Kick. YouTube doesn't even have that. But Twitch has a channel point system that is super, super nice for the community, where you guys can they can redeem things, you can do something for redemption, and they can kind of interact with the streamer, be a little more part of the community. Also, I think the way that when you look at the dashboard of Twitch, I think overall the dashboard is smoother. The VODs are easier to download. It's overall, accessibility-wise, so much more efficient and simple compared to other platforms. Also, the big benefit to Twitch is that they actually release updates regularly. Now, I'm going to say this. It's not always the best, but it is at least better than other platforms. They are efficient, and they make sure to get things updated. So I'll give them credit on that. Again, it may not always be the best updates, but they actually do their job. At least the developers do. Now the cons of Twitch, I'm just going to start with number one, the TOS. The TOS of Twitch is super, super strict. It is like, if you're not family friendly, they're going to throw an 18 plus censorship maturity thing on your screen. A lot of times the staff on Twitch can be power hungry. I'm just going to call it out how it is. The moderating on Twitch is not super good. So there is, when it comes to the actual staff wise, I do think the staff wise is not the best on Twitch compared to other platforms. The other thing is, this is my own opinion, is that if you want to make it in streaming, they aren't going to offer to pay you anymore. Like, the good part about Twitch before is if you grew and grew and grew, you could become a partner and get even just like a small contract to make it really, really nice. They also gave up on that. But also at the same time with that, they basically said, hey, we are officially joining the group of we're not ever giving contracts out anymore. And I think that is a con, because a lot of times you want to have a safe amount of income to at least know you're going to make a job out of it. And I think when you take away the contracts, then people really have to rely on, okay, well, I have to beg and hope and pray my community doesn't go away. And that could be something where, yeah, you just have to be consistent. You keep it going, keep it interesting. That's great. And I think entrepreneurs are going to love that. But for people that want to be able to like have at least a little bit of income while being able to still be able to add new things in, yes, make more money from it, they take that kind of foundation away. So I think that part isn't good. I also think the CEO of Twitch isn't the coolest guy in the world, just because I don't think he makes the smartest decisions. Whether he says he makes decisions or not when things come out, I don't believe that. A CEO always knows what's happening. So I don't believe anything, especially working in the corporate world. If they say, oh, I didn't know, I don't believe it. But at the end of the day, I think the whole staff part of Twitch is the biggest con for me, especially when it comes to all three platforms. I think Twitch is the worst staff out of all three platforms. So take that as it will. At the end of the day, if you like a certain platform better than the other, stay on that platform. But if you don't like the other platform, then you have the option to leave it and try. So again, please try multi-streaming. I highly recommend it. It gives you a chance to test out two platforms at a time. And then say one day you want to do Twitch and Kick one day, then you can do Twitch and YouTube, and then Kick and YouTube, or whatever, right? You can change it up. And so I highly recommend that. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what did y'all think of the three platforms? And what did you think overall of the things I've told you? Does it make sense to you? Do you agree with it? All that good stuff. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. I love you. I appreciate you, Team Ripper. Thank you so much for the love and support. And as always, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.